Over the years, women have been crying for justice in the country with regard to political, social and cultural rights. The question of reforms in all public institutions sticks out like a sore thumb as the country weighs down on issues like corruption, impunity, bad governance and crime. It is for this reason that the G-10, a national women's lobby group, called on all women in Kenya to sacrifice their pleasures and think deeply of the economic and political hardships bedeviling the country.
The G10 calls upon the women of Kenya to go on a sex boycott, protesting the poor and woolly leadership, and also demand that the two principals take control and lead this country to its desired destiny. Such sex boycott is to take place with effect from today and will continue for the next 7 days.
Still fresh on their minds, the women look back on the most regrettable political upheavals that rocked the country to its very core. A country that had remained peaceful and an envy to many in the region turned chaotic. The fear that the leadership crisis currently facing the country might threaten to plunge the country back into the upsea that was the post-poll violence is the G10's biggest concern.
To the G10 and women of Kenya, the above and following are early warning signs of a failed state and the imminent collapse of the Grand Coalition. Firstly, the poor and woolly political leadership by the executive that has led to the bickering, feuds, uncertainty in the Grand Coalition government. The brutal attacks and hacking to death of over 30 Kenyans in Karatina. Thirdly, the elusive fundamental and stalled reform agenda under agenda number 4 and lack of commitment to the implementation of the National Accord and Reconciliation Act.
It is to this effect that the women provided a remedy to all the issues ailing the country.
Let us talk about our country everywhere, in the kitchen, in the sitting room, and especially in the bedroom. Let us talk about this country and what we as Kenyans need to do to turn things around. How do we expect this to have an impact? The moment that you and I take these things seriously and discuss them the way we discuss whether we should buy super law for Elliots, the way we discuss whether we should buy Tuzo or KCC, the day that we as families shall begin to discuss what should we do with a failed government and how we should relate to that failed government.
The women also affirmed that they would stay committed to voicing their concerns on issues affecting the country and promised to secure support from the wives of the President and the Prime Minister.
The two first women in this country are very, very gender-sensitive people, and we have reached them. We have a way of reaching them. Some of them are patrons of the organizations that sit here, and they again.
The call to action by the G10 Women Lobby Group went beyond the sex boycott and urged the two principals to be more accountable to Kenyans.
And then we'll all answer.
The women of this country are saying they are prepared to draw that performance contract, deliver it to the two respective offices, and seek enforcement. And that will happen in the next 7 days. Of course, we'll be talking to you because we would like you to witness the signing of the same. And if any of the two principles fail, it will be confirmation that there is no commitment, there is no goodwill, and there is no intention to put the national good of this country first as paramount to any other interest.
The G10 call to a sex boycott raised mixed reactions among Kenyans. While appreciating some of the issues the women were raising, some Kenyans took exception to the public utterances on sex, while others concluded that it captured the imagination of the Kenyan public, thus eliciting debates.